Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school, children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today. So children, as promised earlier, let us continue what we were doing last time in EVS. So do you remember I told you that we will do the lesson Our Need for Air in standard third EVS in two parts, isn't it? The first part I recorded and you have already seen it. Now let us go to part 2 of lesson number 11 from your textbook, and the name of the lesson is Our Need for Air. Now let us recollect what we did last time, and then we will move on and learn some more interesting things about air in this particular lesson too. So what did we do last time? We learned that air is all around us. Okay, so when we go to a market, when we go to a playground, and if you go to your school, if you go to a cinema theater, so wherever you go, you will see that air is all around you. And we also saw pictures in which we learned that there is a blanket of air which surrounds our earth also, and that we learned is called as atmosphere, isn't it? So we learned so many interesting things last time. We also saw, children, that air and water, some of their characteristics are the same. So just like water has got no smell, air also has got no smell, and air has got no color also, and air has got no taste also, isn't it? So air does not have any smell, it does not have any color, and it does not have any taste. So this also we saw along with beautiful pictures and examples last time. So we know now about the qualities, or you can say the characteristics or the properties of air also, just like we know about the characteristics of water. Then we also talked about a very important process which happens in our body, and these were certain new terms for us, isn't it? We talked about three new terms. So one was inhalation, the second one was exhalation, and the third was respiration, isn't it? So see, respiration means when you breathe in, can you see the air going into the body? Now the air is leaving the body. So when the air goes into your body, it is called as a breathing in or inhalation. And when the air goes out of your body, it is called as breathing out or exhalation. Okay, and this picture tells you very clearly how inhalation and exhalation happens in your body, and together we call them as respiration, both the processes together. So once again, see children, how the lungs are filling up with air. Can you see? And now she is breathing out, this person. So when it is red, when the color changes to red, see here, notice how the lungs are filling up, and then how the lungs are again coming back to their normal size. So this is what happens when we breathe in and we breathe out. See, notice what is happening to the stomach. What is happening? See the chest or the stomach going up and down. Can you see? Notice carefully where you can see the arrow. So the chest and some parts of the stomach, they go up and they go down when we breathe. Okay, but now this person is sleeping actually. So when we are sleeping, do we eat or do we drink or do we talk? We do not do any of this when we are sleeping, but there is one thing that we still do when we are sleeping, that is breathing. Okay, so that is why breathing is very, very important for us. That means even when we sleep, we are breathing. And why are we doing that? Because our body keeps on needing air. Okay, so even though when we sleep, there are certain parts which are there inside our body which is continuously working, isn't it? And for working, it needs not only air, but it also needs food and water. But now we're talking about air, so we will talk about air only. Okay, so air is so important for us that even when we sleep, we breathe. Okay, so you can see this person is nicely sleeping, but even then his chest is going up and down, up and down. That means he is breathing. Okay, so that means that breathing is important for us. So why do we breathe then? It is important, we know, but then how is it important? Why is it important? Let us see. So why do we breathe? All of us children, we breathe. And see, this is the right way to breathe, okay? Now you can see two openings there. One is the opening of the nose and the other is the opening of the mouth. Now sometimes we tend to breathe through our mouths. Let me tell you when. Suppose there is a very bad smell in a particular area and then you cover your nose, okay, because of the smell, and you can't hold for long. So sometimes you open your mouth and you breathe. That is okay once in a while. But remember children, you are always supposed to breathe with your nose and not with your mouth. Okay, so let us come and see now as to why we breathe. So like I told you now, we breathe even when we are sleeping, isn't it? When we are fast asleep also, we are breathing. Now why do we breathe when we are sleeping? Because all our body parts are able to function well because of the air that we breathe. So if you stop breathing, your body will stop functioning. So now your body has got so many parts. Look at the various parts of our body. Now there are some parts of the body which you have heard about and which you know about, whereas there are some parts of the body which you will learn about when you go to a higher class. So let us talk about the parts of the body that we know about now. So we know what our eyes are. The eyes are the organs which allow us to see. Okay, then our lungs. Now we just saw pictures also of the lungs where they are growing bigger and they are growing smaller again. They are growing bigger, they are coming back to their size, okay, because of the air that we are breathing. You must have also heard about the intestine, which is there inside your stomach where the food gets digested. Okay, then you must have heard about the stomach itself, which feels full when we eat and which starts growling when we are hungry. Okay, our stomachs. Then you must have heard about the kidneys also. Okay, and the very important part of our body, the heart. You can feel the heart if you place your hand on the chest like this. You can feel your heart beating, dhak dhuk dhak dhuk. You'll be able to hear your heart beating. And also the brain, okay, which is inside your head, which is very very important part of our body. So children, all our body parts are able to function because of the air that we breathe, and of course because of the food and the water also. Okay, so that is why breathing is very very important. If you have to live, if you stop breathing children, you will die immediately. If you don't drink water for 2 days, maybe you will not die. If you do not eat for 5 or 6 days, maybe you won't die. But if you stop breathing for even 5 minutes, you will die. Okay, so that is how breathing is very very important. And why is breathing important? Because we take in air. So air is very important for our lives. Okay, air makes you feel lively and fresh. You feel very fresh when you are out in the air and you're getting good air to breathe, isn't it? And air also gives us a lot of energy. Okay, imagine when you are in a closed room with a lot of crowd and you do not get proper air to breathe, you start feeling very tired, isn't it? So air makes you feel fresh and it makes you feel lively. Air gives you energy to work and to play. See, you work, you do homework, You go to school, you study, so there is so much of work that you have as children to do, isn't it? So all this energy to work as well as to play you get from the air that you breathe and also from the food and the drink. Okay, so along with this air, it is very important for us to eat also. Okay, so air along with food, along with water is very, very important for our lives. So, as we already have learnt about water, now we are learning about air. Now, in the next lessons, you will be learning about food also. So, then we will know why all these things are very, very important for our life. Okay, so what all things are important? Food is important, and air is important, and of course water is also important for our lives. Okay children, and in the same way air is also important for our lives. So is it only human beings that breathe? Is it that only we people, that is children and your parents and your teacher, so is it only that people like us human beings only we breathe, or even other animals can also breathe? So let us look at some examples here to find out whether other animals can also breathe, or do they also need to breathe to live. So look at this dog. What is this dog doing? The first one is sleeping. Okay, but even when it is sleeping you can see it breathing. All right, the picture is not very clear, but if you look at it closely and if you look at it for more than a few seconds, you will understand. See that the dog is nicely breathing when it is sleeping. So like human beings, dogs also need to breathe. And you must have seen that when a dog gets tired, when it runs a lot, then it requires more air. Okay, and it breathes like this other dog is breathing. You can see it with the tongue out and breathing heavily. Okay, so animals also need to breathe, like dogs. Then look at this animal. Oh my god, this tiger. See how the tiger is breathing, isn't it? Now there is the place where the tiger is living is a little cold. So even in our area when it is cold, you will be able to see how we breathe. So in the same way, this tiger is breathing. Now children, this tiger or this dog or we human beings, we live on land. Okay, and we breathe air which is available around us. Now what about animals which do not live on land? So let us look at some animals. See here, these beautiful, lovely, colorful fish. So where do these fish live? They live underwater, under the ocean, in the rivers, in the seas, and sometimes we keep them at home also. So how do these animals breathe, children? They live in water. So where do they get the air from? Now imagine if someone puts your head inside water, will you be able to breathe? No, you will get very suffocated, isn't it? You will try to come out of the water so that you can breathe, because we human beings, we cannot breathe underwater. Then what about these animals like the fish? They also need air, isn't it? We just saw that not only human beings but also animals need air. So what about these poor fish which live underwater? Or what about this tortoise? And see, there are a lot of fish behind him also. Now the tortoise can live on land also. You know that. These are amphibians. They can live on land as well as they can live in water. But how does it breathe when it is underwater? So let us look at an example from which you must have seen about, and then we will understand how these animals underwater breathe. So have you seen this kind of a fish tank or aquarium in people's houses? You must have seen this. Okay, they have beautiful glass tanks filled with water, and then you have wonderful fish swimming around inside this tank. Okay, so this we call it as a fish tank, or sometimes we also call it as an aquarium. And this aquarium or fish tank is always full of water. Okay, so now if you understand this example, you will understand how animals or fish which are in the ocean and the sea also breathe. Okay, so see here, look at this fish in the tank breathing. Can you see? It's opening its mouth and it is breathing. So we should not breathe with our mouths, children, but these fish, they take in water in which air is there through the mouth. Okay, so they use the air which is dissolved in the water. Now let us see how air dissolves in the aquarium. So have you seen this kind of a machine in people's homes where there are aquariums? Now if you do not have a friend who has got an aquarium at home, you can go to the shops where they sell aquariums and you can look at these pictures. Okay, so always with an aquarium you will see this kind of a machine which keeps on adding bubbles to the water. Now it is adding bubbles to the water means it is adding air to the water. And because of this air that the machine is adding, the fish etc. are able to breathe well. Okay, let's see, let's move on. See, here also there is a machine, but it is hidden inside the cave. Okay, some people do not want others to see the machine, so it is hidden inside that small cave. And then you will see that this water keeps on getting added to the air keeps on getting added to the water. Sometimes we change the water also. People change the water every week or every month. Okay, so the fish which live in the water, they use this air which has mixed up with the water. See, such a big aquarium, isn't it? Such a big fish tank. See, people, the fishes are bigger than the people. Can you see all of them are breathing? And can you see big air machines? Now in a small aquarium, there is a small air machine. And in a big aquarium, there is a bigger air machine. Can you see the bubbles? So fish make use of the air which is dissolved inside the water for breathing. Okay, see one more image. See how he is breathing. Can you see him breathing? The fish. This is a fish called as a carp. C-A-R-P, carp. See? This is how fishes breathe. Okay? Now, how do you mix up air? You just blow air into the water. Alright? And you can see how the air gets mixed up into the water, and some of the air also tends to move out or tends to rise up and go out of the water. Okay, so these bubbles are actually what? These bubbles are the air. So the same bubbles you can see in the fish tank also. Okay, so this is how we try to mix air with water. Now children, who mixes air in the water of the ocean or the water of the sea? It happens naturally. There is no one who is mixing there, or there is no machine which mixes air with the water in the oceans and in the seas. It happens naturally. Okay, let's move on. See, you must have seen this also. All right. See, so what all did we learn in our lesson today? Let us wind up our lesson now and let us see what all we learned in our lesson today. So we learned that air is everywhere. So air is not there in just one particular place, but air is everywhere. We cannot see air with our eyes. Okay, that also we saw that we will not be able to see air with our eyes. Air does not have any color, smell or taste. And we also saw that living things need air for respiration. Now you know what respiration is. So now, like big children, you will not use the word breathing in, breathing out, but you will use the word respiration. So when I say respiration, it means inhalation and exhalation. Okay, So this is what is respiration. Alright, so we learned all these wonderful things about air in this lesson. That is, we did it in two parts. Okay, half of the lesson we saw in the video last time, and the remaining half we did it today. That means it is very, very important for us to go out in the open, to play in the garden, in the park with our friends. But now this has not been possible, children, because of this COVID pandemic. Okay, you are inside your house only, and you are doing things on the computer or on the phone. Okay, your parents are not allowing you to go outside and play, but that is because of the problem that we are facing now. Once this problem gets solved, remember that you have to spend time outside in the open playing with your friends. Why? Because we will get a lot of fresh air to breathe, and this fresh air will help your body to remain energetic, to keep on working well. Okay, so it is important for us to play in the open, to walk in the open, etc. Okay, so once this COVID pandemic is over, all of us are going to spend time not only watching TV and not only playing games on the computer, but also playing out in the open. See, sometimes you go to places which are very, very crowded. For example, sometimes you go to a jatra, or sometimes you go to watch a movie in a cinema theater, or sometimes when you go for someone's wedding also, you go to attend a shadi, you will see that the place is very, very crowded if it is in a closed place. Okay, and at such times you tend to feel what? Suffocated. Suffocated means what? See, you're not able to breathe well. Okay, you feel suffocated means you start sweating and you are not able to breathe well. So what will you do in such a situation? You will immediately try to go to an open place where you will get lots of fresh air and you will become okay again. Alright, see, sometimes this situation can also happen. What is happening? What can you see in this picture? You will see that there is a lot of smoke and pollution, isn't it? And because of the smoke and pollution, some people are not able to breathe. Not only some people, most of us, we cannot breathe when there is a lot of smoke, when there is a lot of pollution around you, isn't it? So what should we do at such times? It is in our hands. We should try to reduce pollution as much as possible. Okay, children, so this was about air that we learned in this lesson. Now let us look at some quick exercises which are there in the textbook. Just a few of them. We will not look at all the question and answers. Now I have taught you the lesson so well that I'm sure you will be able to write the answers on your own. So let us look at a few fill in the blanks and just a few true or false questions. So as dash goes on continuously, we can see a man's chest going up and down. So why does your chest go up and down continuously? Because what is going on continuously? Yes, breathing is going on continuously. That is the reason we can see the chest also going up and down continuously. Let us look at one more example. See here, there is dash spread all around us. What is spread all around us, children? There is, try to see what is spread all around us. Air is spread all around us. Okay, so like I told you, wherever you go, whether you go to a theater, whether you go to a garden, whether you are at home, whether you go to a playground, there is air all around you. And like us, all living things have a dash for air. What do we have for air? We have a need for air. Okay, so these are some fill in the blanks which are part of the exercises in your lesson in the textbook. There is one more small exercise. Let us do that also before we end the lesson for today. So let us see whether these statements are true or whether they are false. So this is the first statement. We can see air all around us. So is it true or is it false? It is false because we cannot see the air. We can only feel the air all around us. We cannot see it at all. Okay, let us look at the next statement. Fish use the air dissolved in water for breathing. Yes, what do you think the answer is? Fish, what do? They use the air dissolved in water for breathing, and we saw so many pictures and we saw so many experiments also, and we saw how it is done also. So this statement is true. Okay, children, so what all did we do in today's part of the lesson? We talked about the introduction part, that is, in short, we saw about the various properties of air. We saw what is the meaning of respiration, that is, inhalation and exhalation together. We call it as respiration. We also saw why we need air. Okay, and we also looked in detail or talked in detail about how animals which live inside water, like for example the fish in the fish tank or the aquarium, or the fish and the tortoise, the shark, etc., which live in the ocean, how do these particular animals breathe. So this was the lesson for today, and in the end we also saw some exercises which are part of your textbook. Okay, children, so this was about the second important thing for us to live. Which was the first important thing which we saw? We talked about water, isn't it? We did 3 lessons about water, and we talked about how water is important, from where we get water, etc. In this lesson, like we said, we saw about air, why air is important, how we breathe, and what are the properties of air. In the next lesson that we are going to do now, in the next few lessons, I can say, we will talk about food also, which is very, very essential if we have to live. But that will be at a later date. Okay, so this is all for today, children. So children, wasn't that a wonderful video? And did you enjoy watching it? So if you want to watch more such videos in future, then please like this video and also subscribe to our channel, the MCGM Portal for Education, and also hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video here. Thank you so much for now. Let's meet again soon.